Hey there. Messages coming in for Gemini. Things that you need to hear for whatever reason, maybe for spiritual development, um, progress, just signs from your spirit team and your angels. I'm already getting messages. I always feel close to the sign of Gemini anyway. It is my Venus sign. So I have written in the stars, I could I could like word it as that, as a connection with love, peace, and harmony with the sign of Gemini. So even though I'm a Leo, I get along with Geminis very well. It makes sense now looking more into my birth chart. But so yeah, as I'm sitting here, the message is already coming through as I'm preparing for your reading, and the message was all alone. It's not as dreary as it might sound. Like it's not saying, it's not referring to you necessarily being completely alone. It is the feeling of all alone. And then the message like was coming through, but your spirit team is with you. They've always been with you. That's usually a message that comes out anyway when people feel alone. But what they're really talking about, or showing me different examples, was in life how we have felt all alone in some aspect. Whether that be all alone, surrounded by people, but having certain particular challenges in your life. But I was also picking up on all alone in the sense of being able to socialize, having friends, and of course family, right? But always sensing that there was this like matrix around people, or even a veil. There was a thin transparent wall that people put up, and usually their words try to disguise what they're hiding behind that wall of that is their true authentic self. But I feel like it was maybe a little exhausting for you, and that you haven't had an ability. I don't know if you looked at it as an ability or not when you were growing up, but they're saying like you had this ability to tap through past people's walls and to pull out the information if you should choose to, but didn't necessarily all the time. So you could have been very social, but there were didn't have the urge to tap into too much, too deeply, into too many, because of this. It's an ability. It was an ability to sense and feel energetic vibration and decode it accurately. That's how I could describe this message that's coming through. So this not only went to from that, okay, and that's just a broad experience of how having spiritual gifts and abilities, from a very young age, could come across as a boundary, or maybe even an invasion of boundaries at times. Anxieties, different disorders maybe even have been attributed to something that was a spiritual gift. And so I'm talking to the Geminis who are further down the line though, and who are now able to look back on how their gifts and abilities were affecting their life experience. And that's the energy that they're having me tap into now, is a person that's already realized that. Okay. And so it's like getting the ball rolling on some sort of use of your gifts and abilities now, to help you, benefit you, to have a better life experiences coming through. And they also gave me the message. This is a really cool metaphor. I know it's channeled because it's not something that I've ever thought of or would think to explain it this way, but it's a really great way to explain it. Religion. So religion in its biggest sense here, in its manifestation here, you could have also felt the energy of all alone in certain religions or established religious structures. And the metaphor that they gave me for that was that religion at its essence is comparable to a rose versus the bottled, overpowering, overwhelming rose scent. Yes, they got it from the rose, the essence of the rose, but they bottled it up and they added a bunch of crap and different chemicals, and it didn't feel right to you because of that, because of the way that it was manufactured. So at its essence, it's very beautiful. All religions are very beautiful at their essence, and so they're saying that could have attributed also to this feeling of kind of like all alone, but the all alone is the perception that is actually given to you through your spiritual gifts and abilities. And so now that's used, and I'm just saying like a ball of yarn or string, and that being, now it's time to, it's unraveling, it's all making sense, it's all coming apart in the best way possible, like things are becoming coherent, or understanding is becoming more vast, right? So that was the channel message that came through. I thought that was really cool. I was going to turn that into a collective reading, and I was told specifically, like, as I was going to turn it into a collective reading, the message came out, but you have a placement in Gemini. And I was like, oh yes, it is. I do. I have Venus. And they were like, no, see, this is for Geminis and Gemini placements. It's for that specific, your specific sign, the energy that you're born with, this ability to actually have very clear communication with other people, understand how to grab thoughts out of the air if you want to, or out of the field. Your understanding of the intellectual plus the inspirational and communicative processes are, you just understand it innately. And so that's why they wanted me to give that message to this sign. Yeah, so that was the biggest part of your message. I guess to just maybe confirm a part of your journey right now. The comic. Well, that's good. That's good. The comic is a really good card to get because it's high vibe. It's high vibe, and it is something that can be inserted, honestly, in any time. If you can look at things through the eye of the comic, then you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be set. I have the medallion, which is something passed on to you. Could be like a certain sense of humor that you have that was also passed on to you. I'm kind of picking up, especially if you use like sarcasm in a nice, just sarcastic way. There's something here about being able to lighten the mood. Oh, wow. Yeah, the shadow in the reverse. And I'm the siren. So something is or was passed on to you. This can be something actually physical with the medallion. It can be a physical object or something that they're just wanting to point out was passed down to you. It can be that since we were talking about spiritual gifts and abilities, that might be something, things that have been, certain senses, certain ways of thinking or perspective may have been passed down also in the best way. I'm feeling, though, in the best way possible. So I have the river, which is a good message of going with the flow. It's effortless work here because this river card has like a shadow or image of the divine feminine representation of the earth signs, which is the horse. And that means receiving, like effortlessly being in flow. It is a hard working card in that sense, but I would think, like Confucius says, if you love a man that loves their job doesn't work a day in their life, something like that. So I feel like something's going to get into flow, or you're going to get into this flow state. Then I have the shadow. But honestly, the way that was coming out made me feel like it's been integrated. Something that you thought was a shadow might have not been a shadow at all. That's coming through to me. Why does that look like bullet holes? Like, why? I've never seen like that image before on that card, but it does. It looks like something, like they're to give me the message like that you may have attacked your shadow. Like you may have really like tried to put holes in something, deny something, or overly blame something that maybe it wasn't all shadow. I think we have maybe about words, right? Maybe have this understanding that shadow always has to be something that we have to like destroy or demolish, but It's not. It's not. It was a projection for a reason. We work on it. We integrate it, right? But so I feel like there's something there that you have done, or you're working on. I mean, Carl Jung talks about being able to really step into very high spiritual awareness when, which is power to you. The more that you integrate your shadow, the more that you get to know it. It doesn't say demolish it. It says get to know it. Because when it's integrated, then it's not, light is shown on it. It's not necessarily a shadow anymore. It's against nature. Against nature is something that feels unnatural. I'm just like, I'm really getting that has to do with your dimension, your dimensional self, the you that, and the you is like a spirit or soul that incarnated as through your spirit here. Why are words tripping me up today? That's also a message for you then, because words don't usually trip me up that much, but they're tripping me up. It's something about communication and about the way that something comes across. So I'm feeling like there's another message here about that all alone, and a feeling of having to watch how you word things because of being taken wrong in the past before, or the wrong way, or something that caused issues in that sense. Something about the choosing of the words, especially if you're trying to describe something that feels unnatural to you. Not understood, that this is not comfortable to you. Okay, so against nature, wanting to have the new pearl, the new experience. So I think this new pearl is here. I think you're switching timelines, of course, with the lead. Switching timelines, switching realities, in transition into a different reality. Another dimension. Maybe you're bringing parts of your dimension down here a little bit more and more with this more awareness, more integration. Because the lead card, I mean, it could say that you're probably very protected here too as you transition, as you go into something. There's just something different. There's something that's flip-flopping for you here. Lead. And it's protected. To flow the river. The river. People that like to live by the river. I don't know if that message is coming through. People that like to live near the river, or people that like to live near some type of body of water. And maybe that would be extremely beneficial to you. Ten of Cups, Six of Pentacles. Okay, now I'm going to ask the tarot to kind of help guide, like the river here. Guide me like a river and help me with figuring out how to get to this new experience. Maybe tell me a little bit here, Spirit, about what is against our nature, what feels not natural to us. It could be being placed in a box, metaphorically. That means they have a big box here and they have the underworld elements around it, if you can see that, with the worms, and well, there's flowers there too, but it kind of, and then we have fire, earth. We have a little bit of everything kind of going on except for sky and air and water. Well, maybe a little sky right here. Okay, maybe you can help me with this against nature. Let's see. Strength in the reverse is against your nature. Yes, of course. It is against your nature for strength to be in the reverse. Because the strength in the reverse is when wondering if we're strong enough to escape this or to change something. There's a need to tap into your self power and your confidence more here. I think it's the strength of the confidence needed to come out of the box or what feels unnatural to you. The moon is in reverse, so it's revealing to you inner emotions and intuitive signs about if you're, especially if you're in a situation where, like, I don't feel powerful in this position or in this relationship even, then that's a cause for you to kind of question, well, why don't I? Either where is it going, or what am I going to do to change it, right? Oh. And it could be that there were aspects of your shadow that were giving away your power that you released, or working on releasing those things, Five of Swords. Oof. Five of Swords is the challenge here. It's conflicting. So I'm getting like what is conflicting is the current relationship or situation, maybe even career, but it's the current thing that's going on that makes you feel conflicted because of this feeling of not being in total power, or not having, like, there's something here that it's doing where it's making us feel like we're not able to deal with this, and that might be the message. Like, my spirit might be saying, like, you shouldn't be dealing with this. You shouldn't be in this energy. Yes, it can be internal conflict with ourselves. Most of the time, it's going to be a little bit of both, especially if you're taking in energy constantly, daily, that is not like conducive or good to your spiritual growth or your peace, your peace within. Disruptive to your peace is how I would describe that energy right there. So we're moving towards this new pearl then. Okay. Tell me about the new pearl. Tell me about the new pearl. Chariot in the reverse. Six of Cups in the reverse. So this might have already happened. This might be energetic. It might be on the physical, as to a situation where something was stopped, halted. It did not move forward with a soulmate or a partner, and I see a parting of the ways. There can be a issue here with travel, vehicle, movement, having something to do with this parting of the ways, or maybe even kind of picking up, maybe even delay. You can look at the Chariot in the reverse also as being when something might be halting, like progress, or delaying it because of feeling like you have to be on your defensive. It feels like two very different types of energies, or it has to do with the connection, not feeling necessarily either the best, or it like maybe affecting your work. I mean, with work, I see something really good. Look at that. Shit. With work, I see something very good, or something new coming in. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups is a new experience here. So, and the Nine of Cups is about focusing on your happiness, doing what you love throughout the day. Mastery. Eight of Pentacles. So the Ace of Cups can represent a new relationship, a new job, a new beginning for you, something that you're going to really love, something that will feel like it's a wish granted. And you're in transition, okay. In transition, but I'm going to say that there's some worry here over parting ways. Because the Six of Swords, when it's in the reverse, so now it's your choice. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. There's a little bit of anxiety about this, but what I'm feeling maybe the anxiety might be coming from is from knowing that your intuition has told you about something, like with this against nature, that your intuition may have told you about something and you just stayed in it for longer than you would have liked, or there were too many hiccups or complications to moving forward. And now I feel like time has elapsed to the point where this is causing some anxiety about separation or separating. For a lot of you all, that is about this relationship, and for some of you all, it's about making new connections, needing to make new connections, but also feeling anxious about that, maybe overthinking something about that. So it says trapped between two realities. Can she keep her balance? On the bottom of the deck, this Two of Pentacles is about a choice coming in that's going to bring in balance. Let's pull from the 108 Oracle and see if I can't get any more messages here about advice for what's to come. The coin toss, like the Two of Pentacles, the choice, the decision coming up. Gaining mastery, learning a trade. Your future begins now. It says a thrilling new emotional experience. A thrilling new emotional experience. Yeah, I think you're coming out of some energy that was really, the eclipse is like when there's darkness for a temporary amount of time, or something is going to be revealed to you. It could be that you're going to come across with somebody. It's like union of opposites coming together. So this is about a reveal to you. We did have the moon in the reverse, though. Earlier I said that I thought that was revealing your inner emotions, like how you really felt. That might be related to eclipse season, and the eclipse is helping you with that. Another two. Communication coming in, really important communication. Telephone connection, communication, conversation. I was picking up on that with that Six of Cups being in the reverse, that was almost like saying that once we move out, go forward or move forward, making new connections, something here becomes a lot easier. So throat chakra, the message is coming out loud and clear. It can be about expressing also about how you feel, or how you really feel, that type of energy. There's a very similar message to Scorpio energies. The fish hook, which might be describing some of this situation here, especially with the Strength card being in the reverse. But I want you to listen to the words, because it does go from maybe a not so great situation to something much better here with the fish hook. So I'll read it. Powerless, feeling helpless, paralyzed, vulnerable, trap, temptation, bait, con game, a great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance, the multiplication principle. So I always think of that card as like maybe lured into some sort of situation, but like you find your power in it. something becomes your fuel. It could be an illusion that becomes your fuel. The falseness of what is predicted not feeling real or authentic for you, right? The optical illusion, not what it seems, a mirage, trap, unclear, visual effect, confusion, head trip, sleight of hand, projection, predictive programming. If you're feeling tension, anxiety, or strain at this time, the slingshot here is to tell you why. It's because you're about to be ready, aim, fire, like going swiftly into the direction. Yeah, Spirit, it feels like Spirit maybe had to pull you back for some reason, for whatever reason. So you may be feeling that as tension, anxiety, or strain, but the force is here to bring about changes that will set things into motion for you. Probably has to do with the Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles, I would say. Like a gift or ability will be very noticed. And maybe you get communication about that. It's some sort of type of connection coming in here. It's going to allow you to tap into more resources. Get the needed materials you need. The flow, should have the rivers. This new experience is about things going in flow state. Very different from something that you're transitioning through. It's much more freeing. I like this energy. Spring, blood, nourishment. This one says abundant too, and life force. There you have this watery. Humanitarian, generosity, nobility, balance, a calm life, unselfish. It does say benefactor, humane, helpful, ethical. So this is why there's going to be this transfer. Money given to you, money to be invested in you. The reason why is because your intention is very pure. It's coming from a pure place. So it's like somebody might reach out to want to help you also. I'm just noticing things are going to be like flowing like water, like they're saying, or sap. Do you see that? The river, the water from the water carrier, and the sap. Yeah, because you're coming from a heart space with the emerald. Fertility, eternity, reflection, humility, sexuality, rare, peace, soul restoration, growth, a strong relationship, balance, free-flowing love, mature love, heart chakra. Then I'll show you what's on the bottom. Another 2. 222. And we have 88 here also, by the way. 5, 6, 7, 8 alignment. So I think there's a lot more secrets to you to discover. There's a lot more things hidden inside. All of these aspects of what makes you so mysterious to me are being, shown in this library. So can also be talking about you accessing something that you thought was hidden, something within the Akashic field. Your access is that you have the whole library of secrets that you want to pull from. So the knowledge is there if you need it. The flamingos here. Flamingos is soulmates, lovers, union, courtship, dating, attraction, seduce, long-term potential, display of affection, the it factor, alluring. What do we have? Yeah, 222. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. So this cat being in the reverse here, the thing that they're pointing out to me is that word that says disengage. And it being in the reverse, make you feel like that 5 of Swords, maybe a feeling of having to engage in something, or I'm having to be around some kind of energy that might not be what you exactly want at this time. $88.15 on the bottom with I am wise. 9, just like kind of like this humanitarian generosity, balance. It's your compassion that makes you shine. You're devoted to helping the greater good, and you have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. I am compassionate. And then, yes, 8-8 showing up again, wanting to affirm that you are on the cusp of a prosperous and abundant spiritual life where you will find numerous opportunities for success and achievement, all of which will bring financial and material abundance into your life. I am wealthy. So that's what I've got for you, Gemini. I'm sending you so much love. Bye.